there, I'm Ken, this is CRT. Welcome to the CocoTalk Game On Challenge of the Week for the week of March the 29th, 2021. We are playing Shark Treasure by Greg Anderson from 1982. So, you are the little guy in the boat. You have to dive down to the bottom and pick up the treasure and avoid being eaten by sharks. It's as simple as that, and you get points for getting treasure up into your boat. Now you can see you've got F3 and G0 right now. Well, F is your flares, gold is how much gold you have. Flares, what they do is they change the direction of all the sharks on the screen. But you can only carry a combination of flares, three things at once. So between the flares and the gold, you can only have three things. So you got to figure out what you want to carry with you each time. And each gold is worth 1,000 points at the start. As you go, they get to be worth more and more points, up to, I think, a maximum of 8,000 points, and eventually there will become more things at the bottom that are worth more points, like gems, rubies, emeralds, etc., etc. There we go. And each time you lose a man, you lose 1,000 points. And as you can see, there's two scores on there. One says 12,000. They both say 12,000. The one on the right is the highest score that you've reached, and the one on the bottom, or on the left, sorry, is your current score. And if you get eaten by a shark like this, you lose 1,000 points. And your game is over if you reach 0. And here is my cat to walk across the computer. He is being a pain in the butt right now because I was already filming this once and he knocked my microphone over and, yeah, unplugged one of the cables from my TV. So he's not particularly in my good books right now. Oh, there, he's just sitting on the windowsill staring at me now. Anyways, this game can go on for a very long time. So as you see, at this point right now, I'd have to lose 14 men before my game would be over. Now it's 16 men. But now I've got 5 sharks on the screen, so it's getting a little more difficult. And eventually I will have 6 sharks on the screen. And, oh, I just lost 3 gold there because I forgot I took 3 gold, got greedy, and didn't have any flares left to change the direction of the sharks. So that's one of the things. It's a risk-reward thing. Don't get too greedy because as there gets to be more and more sharks on the screen, you might need a flare. Like right now. Now we have 6 sharks on the screen. But as you can see, the gold at the bottom is a little bit bigger, so should be worth a little bit more. Ah, darn. One good thing about it is that you can sit in the boat as long as you want. It doesn't penalize you for that. So because these games can take so very, very long, you can take a break. As you can see, I left myself with one flare. Now, unfortunately, the one I have to get is in the middle, so... I still have one flare left. So the concept of it keeping track of the highest score that you've made and moving you through and losing points for doing stuff. Not a new concept, but one I haven't seen very often. The only game I can think of that I have actually played that in is, I believe it was called Space Hawk on the Intellivision. And that one you're floating around in space, and as you get hit by things, you lose points. Ah, ran out of flares. As you can see, when you get to these upper levels, it gets harder and harder. Eventually, you kind of get to that point where you can only have one gold and you have to keep two flares behind. Yeah. It sucks when that top one is a slow guy. There. Start doing it one gold piece at a time now. Ah, of course, once they start charging, you can't change their direction. I will keep my last gold for this. Didn't want to use my flare there, but ooh, he just missed me. Thank goodness. This is where it starts to grow in score very slowly. So I am just going to continue. Darn. It's a very addictive game, actually. Surprisingly so. When I first played it, I thought it was a little silly. Not very challenging, I guess. But it is surprisingly so challenging, and once you get up to these upper levels, you kind of hit that plateau score, and you're like, oh, I gotta get better, and you just keep trying and trying and trying to get above it. Okay, so now I'm just going to continue playing this, and I will flash up the score that I get at the end here. I am interrupting the ending of my game because I just finally made it to a level where the treasures have changed at the bottom. That means that these will be some sort of gems and worth more points. So let's check out what I can win with one of these. Holy cow, that one guy is fast. Look at that. It gave me 3,000 points. So, yeah, if you enjoyed watching this game, I think this is a really fun game. Definitely worth checking out. Simple concept, very addictive gameplay. So if you enjoyed this video, I do have a whole bunch of other Game On Challenge videos that I will put a link up to. I have an entire playlist you can check out if you're interested in the CoCo games. But I am going to just continue playing this game. If you enjoyed watching this video, you know what you can do with the liking, subscribing, and or commenting below, because everything and anything you do is always greatly appreciated. But I will see you next week for the next CocoTalk Game On Challenge of the Week. By the way, my high score that I got in this game was... Here we go. I started losing drastically as I got to 51,000.